authors in this day and age have this horrible misconception that when you get signed to a publisher, it's all gravy, you know, flowers are going to fall from the sky and you're going to go on a 20-city book tour. No, it doesn't happen. My very first author was a girl, you know, she was an incredible writer, and she wrote a very kind of noir fiction piece that just really captivated me. And I wanted to work with this girl, but again, my very first author. So I didn't know anything. It was really a trial by fire with this girl, but she was super patient about it, super cool. I mean, I was just honest with her. I said, "You're my first author. You're gonna have to bear with me." And so everything from trying to get her book edited properly, to getting it formatted so I can have it printed with the digital press, to book cover design. It was a series of revisions and revisions. It took me quite a few months to have happen. She was more than happy to wait, more than happy to pay. She's probably one of my easiest authors I've ever had to deal with, which is always nice when they're easy to deal with. Some aren't, but that's okay, because you know, being creative sometimes is a very complicated thing. However, this girl, she's so creative and so good with criticism that I lucked out on my first author, because she made it really easy. And then after that, I just used what happened with her as a template to kind of keep the ball rolling with my other authors. And just I got more and more wiser and smarter about where I needed to go with doing my book editing. For example, I was able to hire better people to do book cover designs. It just kept improving more and more and more, because I had a real desire to put out all these books, which, you know, up to date now I've put out about 33 books. So it just kept getting more and more and more easier as time went on. Now it's routine. So first, I created a website. You know, I know how to code, so that was also something I've done forever. So I decided just one day to have a website made, and that was a very huge eye-opener for me, how powerful a website can be online in terms of visibility, getting traffic, getting people to pay attention to your books. I've actually sold quite a few books through direct sales on my website. At least back then I did. Not so much anymore. All my focus these days is on Amazon, because that's where all the money's at, basically. But as far as promotion goes, other than my website, it was a lot of Facebook. Facebook was a huge connector, as it has been for all of us for many different things. My book publishing company's Facebook page definitely allowed me to reach out to a lot of people, a lot of my friends. I have a lot of friends that were able to promote the fact that I have you know, a book company. But the biggest possible promotion, I think, was the authors themselves. I'm a huge believer in inspiring others to do for themselves. Like, it's not that I'm lazy or that I don't want to do it for my authors, but I think authors in this day and age have this horrible misconception that when you get signed to a publisher, it's all gravy, you know, flowers are going to fall from the sky and you're going to go on a 20-city book tour. No, it doesn't happen. You know, the 50 Shades of Grey and the Harry Potters of the world are, you know, slam dunks at the last second of the buzzer. They don't happen. So the reality of most authors that are working in this day and age have to be their biggest cheerleaders. They can't rely on the publisher to be it. And I knew that right from the beginning, that that's how this life was going to be. Selling books is a very impossible task. So I really encourage all my authors to promote themselves, and I encourage them to talk to all their friends, let everybody know. And as it so happens, I work with a few authors that know a lot of people. So my company spread from that. I can't tell you how many authors I worked with who introduced me to other authors that I ended up working with, and so on and so on. And then it just kept ballooning and ballooning from there. So the authors were definitely the biggest promotion, I think. For me, it was more gradual, I think, because when you work for yourself, a lot of times, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs will tell you this, you will go weeks sometimes with 1 or 2 phone calls for work, and then all of a sudden you'll get 10 in a day. And that's how it very much was for me for a long time. Even today, to some degree, it kind of is, depending on how much I want to work. You know, it was this like start and stop jilting kind of motion with my publishing company, as it's been with all the things I've done. And it never kind of hits you until you see how many books you sold, or you see the joy on your authors' faces when they put out their books and they share the YouTube video of the day that happens, that you realize, oh wow, I've done something. And that's happened so many times now, it's hard to remember them all. But it's all here, it's all preserved, you know, if that makes sense.